So hello guys, in the last video I talked about why do people just stop talking to you. When I say people, I obviously mean prospects. Why do they why do they go quiet in the first place? So in this video I just want to give you a simple self-reflection exercise, that you may call it like this, where that's something that helped me to understand the reason behind just unresponsive prospects, due to the fact that only if you can understand why are certain prospects being unresponsive towards you, then you're going to be able to refine your engagement strategy, and by the end of the day you're going to also understand where are the flaws in your system, in your pipeline, in your sales process, or simply in your sales goals. So the first thing that you need to take into consideration is simply just review your prospect's information. Yes? So just collect and analyze all essential details about your prospect. When was the first time you have contacted the prospect? When was the last interaction you had with the prospect? How did the lead come to you? Was it a referral? Was it an website traffic? Was it an ad? Was it an event you met the person, for example, who gave him the visit card? What demographic information is available? For example, obviously depending on what is it that you're doing, what niche this person is, what is this person specifically doing? Because let's say you're working with med spas, but then is it a holistic med spa? Is it just a spa? Or is this actually, for example, chirurgical med spa, where people are also able to get non-invasive treatments or invasive treatments? That's obviously varies from business to business. Then obviously the company size is also very important to know. And then obviously you can use various softwares like Phantom or other AI note takers. If I'm not mistaken, even Zoom has some AI companions that you can just summarize the whole sales calls for you. But then what I recommend doing is also just asking yourself what has been previously discussed in the conversations you had with the prospect, either in the sales call or even before the sales call, just to see if there's anything wrong maybe in this part of the process. Because then, which will also be the next step, only then you're able to identify the patterns, which will allow you to basically look for common threads or recurring issues among prospects who have become unresponsive towards you or towards your business. And then just ask yourself very easily when it comes to the just identifying the patterns, just ask yourself, are there specific trends that might explain their disengagements? Are there any patterns that you recognize? Is there anything that, for example, happened in the past 3 calls where the person after the call has become unresponsive towards you? Then, very easy, the next step will be just to evaluate possible causes, yes? As I mentioned in the last video, if you have not seen it, please, there's gonna be a link either underneath the video or in the description of the video or by the end of the video. Just based on your analysis, pinpoint the most likely reason for their loss of interest. Consider factors such as, in the last video, a lack of genuine interest in what is it that you're offering, overwhelming them with, for example, too many informations, decision fatigue from too many questions, or simply complex choices. Then misalignment between what is it that they need and what is it that you do. Financial limitations, obviously there is not much you can do in that case, unless you know that from the beginning, unless you have done your discovery properly, because then, in that case, you can actually figure out, hey, what can we do? How can I arrange it in a manner where it works for both sides, when you get the money you deserve, and it works also for the prospect. And then obviously timing issues such as seasonal business fluctuations, like for example, let's say if the business you're targeting is, let's say, focused on cutting grass, then 6 months, he's probably not going to be able to do any businesses. But then still, you can, for example, still convince him. Obviously, this is only relevant, for example, for marketing agencies. But then you can still make him understand, hey, why don't we just use the 6 months to build up your solid pipeline for people that if then they're going to need lawnmowers, we can utilize this pipeline to hit them up in the season. That's obviously also something you can do. But then you will need to be able to comprehend it, understand what the issue is with the prospect, and then just simply also present them the solution, present them the answer to it. Then develop re-engagement plans, very easily explained. Just based on all the information you have gathered, create a customized strategy to reconnect with your prospect that just went cold, or you have, for example, just now started re-engaging with. Address all the specific reasons that you have discovered why the prospect may have gone cold. And then very easily consider just personalized communication with him, offer additional value, or directly tackle their concerns, tackle the problem that they have shared with you on the sales call, because then you also know what their pain points are, what the bottlenecks are that you can then utilize not only to your advantage, but you can utilize in order to help them. So as an example, just to end the whole self-reflection process, these are 4 questions I would recommend you just asking yourself that will help you basically just question, that will basically guide you through the questions for your analysis. So the first one is, have we provided an overwhelming amount of information, or is the lack of clarity in the process that we have done? That will be the first one. The second one will be, do our offer align with the current needs and goals of the prospect? Have you even asked the prospect what are his financial goals? What are his goals with the business? What is it that he's looking for? Or have you just tried to sell him something that he may not need? The third question will be, have there been changes in the prospect industry or personal circumstances that might have shifted their focus? Because if yes, that's also crucial information to know that you can once again utilize to, first of all, understand the situation, second of all, to help him. Because if there have been changes in the industry, cool, make him understand that changes are normal and that this is something he needs to take advantage of, because otherwise he's gonna be moved on, or is gonna be forced to make the changes when it's already too late. And now, since it's, for example, a new changes in the market, he can profit from it. And the fourth question will be, are we reaching out at times that are convenient and relevant for the prospect? If, let's say, you're in Europe, yes? And let's say you work with people from USA, let's say in Eastern time, let's say New York or Miami, let's say Miami. If you're gonna call someone at, realistically speaking, let's say 1 p.m. German time, yes? It's 6 a.m. in the morning. People are not gonna be responsive towards it. That's not a time where you want to contact your prospects. Realistically speaking, the best time to contact your prospect will be somewhere in between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. because this is where, first of all, people have not just started the work yet. So normally they start at like 8 a.m. Obviously it depends from the business to business. But realistically speaking, people start work at 8 a.m. So then they have 1 hour where they can chill, where no one is gonna annoy them. And then till 6 p.m. because a lot of businesses are just simply closing after 6 p.m. And then the last thing they want to do is talk to a crappy salesperson. As simple as that. So guys, that will be it. I hope it helped. I hope you can do something with this, and looking forward to give you some more value in the next video. See you.